Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at Margaret Atwood's Alias Grace.
Ooh, interesting choice.
It's a historical fiction novel based on a real murder case from the 19th century.
A murder mystery.
Kinda, but it's also so much more than that.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The central question that drives the story is whether the main character, Grace Marks, was a cunning and ruthless killer, or an innocent victim caught in a web of unfortunate circumstances.
Sounds juicy.
So, to really dig into this, we need to consider a few things. First, the entire story is told through Grace's perspective.
Hmm.
She's recounting her memories to a psychiatrist, Dr. Simon Jordan.
Okay.
But here's the thing, her memories are fragmented and sometimes contradictory.
So we can't fully trust what she's saying.
Exactly, it makes you question everything. Is she deliberately misleading the doctor? Or is she genuinely struggling to piece together a traumatic past?
I can see how that would make for a really engaging read.
It totally does. And on top of that, Atwood weaves in so much historical detail about 19th century society, the class system, gender roles, and even the media frenzy surrounding the case.
It sounds like Atwood is using the historical setting to comment on broader societal issues.
Absolutely. You can't help but think about how those social constraints might have influenced Grace's life and choices.
Oh, definitely. Like, how much did her position as a poor Irish immigrant woman working as a servant impact her fate?
Exactly. And then there's the fact that Atwood blends real historical figures and events with fictional elements.
Oh, so it's like she's blurring the lines between fact and fiction even further.
Right, which makes it even harder to figure out what really happened.
Okay, but let's talk about Grace for a second. She's such a fascinating character. Is she a villain? A victim?
All right.
Something in between?
Right, she's so complex, and the way Atwood writes her is just brilliant.
I've heard people say that Atwood's prose is really captivating.
Oh, it totally is. It's elegant and subtle, but there's also this underlying darkness and tension that keeps you hooked from beginning to end.
And I've also heard that the book is full of symbolism.
Yes, like the recurring motifs of sewing and quilting.
I was wondering about those. What's their significance?
They actually represent Grace's fragmented memories and the way she tries to piece together her past.
Oh, wow. I didn't catch that.
It's like each patch in a quilt is a different version of the truth. And the reader, just like Dr. Jordan, is left trying to assemble a complete picture.
That's such a powerful image.
It really is. And it speaks to the larger themes of memory, identity, and how we construct our own narratives.
So it's not just a murder mystery, it's also a psychological exploration.
Exactly. And even the ending leaves you with more questions than answers.
Really?
Atwood doesn't give us a neat resolution. She leaves it open to interpretation.
Interesting.
It's almost like she's challenging us to decide for ourselves what we believe.
That's a great way to keep readers thinking about the story long after they've finished it.
For sure. So we've talked about the unreliable narration, the historical context, the symbolism, and the ambiguous ending. What are your overall thoughts on Alias Grace?
Well, I think it's a brilliant and thought-provoking novel that really makes you question everything about history, memory, and the nature of truth.
I couldn't agree more. It's one of those books that stays with you and makes you see the world in a different way.
Now I'm even more excited to read it.
Well, when you do, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your interpretation of Grace's story.
I definitely will.
And for all of you listening, if you've read Alias Grace, I want you to consider this. If you were in Dr. Jordan's shoes, trying to unravel Grace's story, what would you believe? That's something to ponder. Until next time.